Good day, collective. It's your girl Sadi Rose coming to you with today's word. I gotta start off by saying, my angels and ancestors don't play about me. All praise to the Most High God. Love to the Mother. Y'all, if you had came across me like 2, 3 years ago, if you asked me about my ancestors or even about angels, I would have given you a blank stare because, like, throughout my life, it's like my scope of view, my like what I focused on, it was very much rooted in kind of the surface. And even though I had known like different things about my ancestors in my past, and like I didn't really understand my family history or who I really was or my lineage. And like the more evolved I've become spiritually, as I've like removed these gunks of, I want to say, like, ego gunk, trauma, and all these different things, like I wanted to learn more about my ancestors. And I'm starting to get, like, when I think of ancestry, it goes so deeper than just even, the ancestors that have been here, but like, to really a long time ago. I'll just say that. And my appreciation for them has reached a whole nother level. It's because I have been breaking these generational curses in my family. And like, honestly, I feel like they have been with me every step of the way. And like, I feel their presence. And when I have been all alone here, and like when I say all alone, I mean like emotionally, psychologically, like in every way, even when I felt like there was no one, I felt the strong presence of my family, and that they were rooting for me. Like, that's what we talk about guides, your ancestors can you, your guides. Like when someone who is just there monitoring you, observing you, sent there for you from our Father God to help you, to block things before they even come towards you, to push out negative energy or low frequency energy before it even gets to you, y'all. This is the way that God's ancestors work, especially if they strong active. They're gonna stop harm from it even getting to you. If they see a problem coming down the road, they're going to try to guide you and warn you and tell you preemptively, don't talk to that person, get out the way. Like, they're going to do those type of things. Like, y'all, we walk through this life thinking we're all alone. So like, if you're sitting in a house right now before this holiday season and you don't have any friends, you don't have any close family, you don't have any children, and you're feeling incredibly alone, I want to tell you that each one of us has a squad of ancestors and other guides, angels. Like, each one of us have a spiritual team. And the more aligned that you are with God, the clearer you are able to hear, get the guidance that you need, see clearly, I mean, see, as well as your protection just gets on a whole nother level the higher frequency you get, because lower frequency literally won't be able to stay in your gravitational energy field. That was one of the biggest lessons I had to learn. And so like, the higher you become evolved in that way in terms of your frequency, the more the negative energy will not be able to reside, and the clearer the guidance that you get will be from your ancestors and team, y'all. And I have seen it real time, like, play out. And like, they've walked with me through some of the most hurtful karmic family stuff, and as well as just like the different situations I was navigating through, like clear toxic patterns and trauma that I've seen in my family, And also just with other people in terms of who I'm, working with, and feel the weight of our ancestors. Like, I will get flashes, and like now it's to the point where like I'm awake and different visions will come to me, and I will see like that the ancestors, our ancestors, those of us who came before us, have sacrificed so much for you, and they are with you. Just because they depart from their bodies in that last lifetime does not mean that they do not have an invested interest in the future generations, in the bloodline, to make sure that whatever they sacrifice for in their life, that it will have meaning. And we're talking about tremendous sacrifices, y'all. My dad's family, the whole line of slavery, and I've had family that's very close family not too long ago that have been hung, and my grandfather's side full Irish, and that's just what I know about them. Like I've said, I'm finding out about my ancestry from very long ago. And I've recently, like, just by connecting to God, been revealed very recently, like, who I actually am and my lineage. And I definitely feel that I am grateful to come from such a lineage of warriors, of intuitives, of very brave, strong resiliency, and those who have really given the most. And like, if we are spectators looking in at their lives of our ancestors, we might be critical and say, well, they could have done more, or they could have done this, or they were this way, but they were as good as they could be in that time. They were as good as they can be, and maybe they didn't give it their full effort, but hopefully every generation got better versus worse. And so if you're at a spot right now and you feel like things are not where you want them to be, then even if you don't have a family, on this holiday message, I implore you to create a family and a group of friends, a tribe that you can resonate with, that you can create ripples into the future, so that whoever is impacted by you in your community will be better, and they will build upon your sacrifices and your learnings and your evolution, because this is what it's all about. So when I say that my ancestors and angels go hard for me, I mean that. They walk with me on a daily basis, and whenever I have an accomplishment, I thank them for it, because I get guidance from the smallest tasks to the most advanced, y'all. And like, I'm chronically ill with something, and all the advice that I've gotten from my spiritual team has ensured that I was okay, even though I haven't, on the modern Western medicine, been getting treated. I am a believer. Through the hardest moments so far of my life, they have been with me. And something really beautiful about the angels, and I know they protect me. Like, they were protecting me before I even knew they existed, or I could interact and engage with them. My first encounter with an actual angel, y'all are calling them orbs, was in 2022 when they came in my house, and it was a very dark time. But honestly, I have been so disillusioned as an intuitive, because most of my experiences up until that point had been with the negative, the things that I could see here, whether it looked like a reptile or whatever. Like, I had only interacted with the negative, and that I knew of. But when I saw those angels and I felt them and I felt the presence in their life, they like woke me up of a slumber. It was like I was in a trap in my own mind. And whatever they did, it was like 2 or 3 of them. They were in a room swirling around me on top of the bed. I woke up. They woke me up. So I hope that this is relevant and helpful for anybody who's listening to this. But I just want you to remember, you are never alone. Like, never. And if you don't like today, create a better tomorrow. I love you.